Chris Basnett, joined by Steve Sipple. Just finished up media availability, the individual interview sessions this afternoon. Nebraska's players and Coach Mike Riley went. Tanner Lee kind of made his debut today. What did you kind of learn from him today?
Tanner Lee, very calm, very mature, smooth. Doesn't give you a lot. Almost perfectly boring. Kind of effectively boring.
Very starting quarterback.
Yes, I mean he's almost kind of like an NFL guy.
Yeah.
I mean I once had a former Nebraska offensive coordinator talking to the media, and when he got done, he looked at me and said, "Did I do a good job of not saying anything?"
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that with Tanner, except he did talk. You know, when you get him talking about his teammates, he's pretty good. He said that Stanley Morgan's kind of a monster out there, Des Bryant-like mentality. He said Tajon Lindsey's speed is off the charts.
Yeah.
Watch for Tajon Lindsey, the true freshman. Likes Javon McQuitty's maturity. He says he seems older than a true freshman. So when you get him talking about teammates, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Same thing with Aaron Williams today. Very engaging, very look in the eye, straightforward answers, but also kind of that perfectly boring. Didn't give you a whole lot. You know, we asked him, about the injuries in the secondary. What's kind of the thought process there? Well, that's up to the coaches. We don't really know. It was a lot of things like that.
Good.
So
Good.
Very straightforward, very mature, very engaging. A lot like Tanner Lee and a lot like Mike Riley was today. Very almost perfectly boring, as you said, was a good way to put it. Coach Riley covered a lot of the same ground he's covered in the past in a lot of these press conferences. A lot of different topics. He covered everything from Canadian Football League, talked about his time playing against San Jose State way back when. I mean, covered a lot of different topics. Nothing really groundbreaking or newsworthy, I would say. Nothing really different than what we heard this morning, but just kind of what you'd expect. It was kind of a perfectly boring day here at Big Ten Media Days.
Well, when I say perfectly boring, what I mean by that is there's a sense of maturity that you hear. They're not firing off. They're not trying to fire off one-liners. They're just very dialed in, focused. That's what I kind of mean by perfectly boring. Mike did say, I thought it was interesting that he said he likes where they're going. He likes the trajectory of the program. He understands the questions about it. He understands why there's some doubts, but in his mind, he feels good about where they're at. Now, a lot of people would say, well, what's he gonna say?
Yeah.
But it's still, I think there's still value in hearing your leaders say that.
Yeah, and it was just similar to what he said this morning. I'm very, very interested to see where this team goes.
Yes.
So, well, that's going to wrap it up from Big Ten Media Days. We've got some writing to do. We'll see you on the other side. Fall camp starts here very soon. We'll have all kinds of information for you from that. Talk to you soon.